And welcome back to the Correspondents on Voice of America. I'm Arcega. Well, Democrat Hillary Clinton is hoping for a boost in the polls following her first debate with Republican rival Donald Trump. A CNN ORC poll taken right after the debate found that 2/3 of those who watched the debate thought Clinton won that debate. But of course, all that depends on who's talking. The debate at Hofstra University in New York is just the first of 3 between the 2 White House contenders. VOA national correspondent Jim Malone takes a look now at some of the back and forth.
The 2 candidates clashed over Trump's business background, Clinton's experience in government, and where each of them would like to take the country.
Go to her website. She tells you how to fight ISIS on her website. I don't think General Douglas MacArthur would like that too much.
Well, at least I have a plan to fight ISIS.
No, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do.
No, we're not.
Trump also defended his decision not to release his tax returns, which are under audit, even though past candidates have done so.
I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes when she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted.
And I have no reason to believe that he's ever going to release his tax returns because there's something he's hiding.
I've been all over the place. You decided to stay home, and that's okay.
I think Donald just criticized me for preparing for this debate. And yes, I did. And you know what else I prepared for? I prepared to be president.
So, who made a stronger case to be the next U.S. president? Well, to help us out with that, I'm joined right here in the studio by VOA national correspondent Jim Malone, who prepared that report for us. And joining us from our New York studio, VOA's Ramon Taylor, who watched that debate in person at Hofstra University. Welcome, gentlemen, and thanks for joining me. Jim, I guess I'm going to ask you the tough question. How would you rate the performance of these 2 candidates in their first debate? Did one seem more presidential than the other?
Well, quickly, that's going to be up to the voters, and we are getting more polls now in the last few days that shows Clinton looking as though she's getting a bump out of this, 1 to 5 points, not only a little bit nationally, but in some key state polls, which, of course, is where the election will be won. Look, the demeanor. Trump actually started strong in the debate, put her on the defensive over trade, but as the debate wore on, Clinton kept putting out these attacks that Trump could not resist responding to, seemed to get off track. He was very aggressive. He interrupted her a lot. Clinton's demeanor was cool, calm, collected for the most part. It seemed to help her.
How do you think voters are going to look at that, his frequent interruptions?
Well, I think women voters in particular have voiced some concerns about this, and we all know that's an area that's been weak for him anyway. He needs to shore it up. And, of course, attacking a former beauty queen who he dealt with, that's probably not going to help.
Especially when she happens to be Latina.
Right.
Now, Ramon, it's unusual for candidates to go directly to the spin room themselves to talk about their debate performance, but that was not the case with Donald Trump. You were there. What did he have to say to reporters? How did he justify or defend his performance?
Yeah, it was a strange thing, and by that point, I think clearly Hillary Clinton had moved on. She was already getting ready to speak at a rally. Donald Trump really came with a message of exactly what you would expect from a spin room. I did really well. I liked my performance. And here's the weird thing. He came out saying, I'm really proud of myself for not saying the thing that I wanted to say, which I really might want to say in the next debate, and that is Bill Clinton's indiscretion. So it was a really, really odd thing to come out right after his debate performance and kind of suggest what might be an issue, even if it wasn't in this first debate.
Jim, I want you to respond to that. Donald Trump threatening to bring up Bill Clinton's indiscretions. Is that wise debate policy, especially when you're debating a woman?
It would seem to be pretty risky, that there's a lot of downsides to going there. This is something that happened almost 20 years ago.
Right.
He wants to dredge that up. It may help him with his base core of supporters. They don't seem to be dissuaded, by the way, about Trump one way or the other.
Because from what I recall, Hillary Clinton seemed to be quite popular during those times, seen as the suffering
right. Now, here's the thing, Mel, though. In these debates, the unanticipated can happen. So the Clinton campaign is going to be ready for this, but you never know how it's going to play out.
Which is the reason I suspect that you're enjoying this election cycle so much. Now, Ramon, let me get you back into this. So you watched this debate with a group of millennial voters. Tell me, what did they see?
Yeah, well, a lot of these millennial voters on college campuses nationwide tend to be more liberal ideologically. In this case, we're in Long Island. There's a bit more of a split there. But what they were looking for was really a Hillary Clinton that's going to really get them to the polls this election, where they've been really sort of more apathetic compared to last election. So for a generation that has been going to the polls at numbers around 46%, that's really, really not going to cut it. And so Clinton needs to shore up some of that support.
Do you think, Jim, the debate managed to lure or attract any new independent voters?
We'll see. There are some independent candidates in the running. They've had their own missteps. The reforming of the Obama coalition is key for Clinton. The young people, the millennials. She needs to get them out to vote in a big way.
Well, we're looking forward to the next debate. Thank you so much, Jim and Ramon. That is our show for today, but we'll be back again next week for another edition of the Correspondents. In the meantime, stay up to date with all the news wherever you are at voanews.com. You can also check out all our shows there. Just go to the Watch tab on the upper right of our webpage. We're also on Facebook and YouTube at VOA The Correspondents. Thanks for watching. I'm Arcega. For now, so long from Washington.